Stag and Stag, I have a double gelding colored bay, sprung from his father barbarian kind, and another for myself, though somewhat blind, but true as trusty tree.
I am satisfied, so I give my hand. Our course must lie through lofty forest, where our friend will entertain us. Farewell, Sir Humphrey, and upon your business.
Even though I die, I must venture life and limb for one so fair, so kind, so young, so trim.
By my faith and troth, and as I am virtuous, George, it is the kindest young man that ever trod on shoe leather. Go thy ways, Humphrey, if thou hast it not, 'tis not thy fault, faith.
Be content, Mouse. Ye shall have her, or I'll make some smoke for it.
That is my good lamb, George. Ah, this stinking tobacco kills men. Would there were not in England. I pray you, gentlemen, what good does this stinking tobacco do you? Nothing, I warrant you, makes chimneys of your faces. Oh, husband, now, there's Ray.
Peace, fool, let Rafe alone. Hark you, Rafe, do not strain yourself too much at the first. Peace! Begin, Rafe.
Then Palmerin and Trinius, snatching their mantles from their dwarfs and clasping their helmets, galloped amain after the giant, and Palmerin, having gotten a sight of him, came boasting amain, saying, "Stay, traitorous thief, for thou mayst not so steal away her that is worth the greatest lord in the world." And with those words he smote him on the shoulder, so that he set him soon beside his elephant. And Trinius, coming to the knight that had Agrippa behind him, gave him such a blow that he set him beside his horse with his neck broken in the fall, so that the princess, getting out of the throng between joy and grief, said, "All happy night, the mirror of all such as follow arms, now may I be well assured of the love thou bearest me." I wonder why the kings do not raise an army of 14 or 1500,000 men, as big as the army that the Prince of Portugal brought against Rosicler, and destroy these giants. They do much hurt the wandering damsels that go in quest of their knights.
Faith, husband, it makes sense true. For they say the King of Portugal cannot sit at his meat, but the giants and Evans will come and snatch it from him.
Hold thy tongue. On, Rafe.
And surely those knights are much to be commended who, neglecting their possessions, wander with the squire and the dwarf through the deserts to relieve poor ladies.
They are indeed, I warrant you, Ray. Let them say what they will, they are indeed. Our knights neglect their possessions well enough, but they do not the rest.
There are no such fair, well-spoken knights in this age. They will call one the son of a whore, that Palmerin of England would have called fair sir. And one that Rosicler would call right beauteous damsel, they will call damned bitch.
Oh, these sworn, will they? They've called me so 100 times about a scurvy pipe of tobacco.
But what brave spirit could be content to sit in his shop, with a flatbed of wood and a blue apron before him, selling mithridatum and dragon's water to visited houses, that might pursue feats of arms, and through his noble achievements, procure such a famous history to be written of his heroic prowess?
Well said, Rafe! Some more of those words, Rafe.
They go finely by my trust.
Why should I not then pursue this course, both for the credit of myself and our company? For I do not call to mind that in all the worthy books of achievements I yet heard of a grosser errand. I will be the said knight. Have you heard of any that have wandered unfurnished of his squire and dwarf? My elder apprentice, Tim, shall be my squire, and little George my dwarf. Hence my blue apron. Yet in remembrance of my former trade, upon my shield shall be portrayed a burning pestle. And I will be called the Knight of the Burning Pestle.
Nay, I dare swear thou wilt not forget thy old trade. Thou wert ever me.
Tim,
Anon.
my beloved squire, and George my dwarf. I charge you that from henceforth you never call me by any other name but the right courteous and valiant knight of the Burning Pestle. and that you never call any female by the name of woman or wench, but fair lady, if she have her desires. If not, distressed damsel. That you call all forests and heaths deserts, and all horses palfreys.
This is very fine, Faith. Does a gentleman like what you think you have?
I warrant thee the players would give all the shoes in their shop for him.
Tim, my beloved squire, stand forth. Admit this were a desert, and over it a knight errant pricking, and I should bid you inquire of his intents. What would you say?
Sir, my master sent me to know whither you are riding.
No. Thus, fair sir, the right courteous and valiant knight of the burning Pestle commanded me to inquire upon what adventure you are bound, whether to relieve some distressed damsels or otherwise.
Poor son Blockhead cannot remember.
Faith, and Ray told him on it before. All the gentlemen heard. Did he not, gentlemen? Did not Ray tell him on it?
Yeah. Right, courteous and valiant knight of the burning Pestle. Here's a distressed damsel to have a halfpenny worth of pepper.
There's a good boy. You see, a little boy can get it. By my faith, it's a fine child.
Really it was all courteous language. Now shut up shop, no more my prentice, but my trusty squire and dwarf. I must bespeak my shield and arming pestle.
Go thy ways, Ray. As I'm a true man, thou art the best of them all.
Ray! Ray!
What say you, mistress?
Really, come again quickly, sweet Ray.
By and by.
Give thee my blessing. Ah! No, I shall never give thee my blessing. I shall see thee hanged first. It shall never be said that I gave thee my blessing. Thou art thy father's own son, of the right blood of the merry thoughts. Oh, I may curse the time that ere I knew thy father. He hath spent all of his own, and mine too. And when I tell him on it, he laughs and sings and dances and cries, a merry heart lives long. And thou art a wastrel, and art run away from thine own master who served thee well, and art come home to me. And I have saved up a little for my younger son, Michael. And thou thinkst to embezzle that, but thou shalt never be able to do it. Come hither, Michael. Come, Michael. Oh. Thou shalt have my blessing.
I pray God, mother, bless me.
God bless thee. But Jasper shall never have my blessing. He shall be hanged first. How sayest thou?
Yes, forsooth, mother, and grace.
Say, it's a fine spoken child.
Mother, will you forget the love of a parent? I must preserve the duty of a child. I ran not to my master, nor returned to have your stock maintain my idleness.
In faith, I had sorrow enough for thee, God knows, but I'll hamper thee well enough. Get thee in, thou vagabond. Get thee in, and learn thy brother Michael.
Nose, nose, Talleyrand nose, and look at me with Talleyrand nose.
Hark, my husband. He's singing and pointing, and I'm fain to cark and care, and all little enough for that. Husband! Charles! Charles Mary thought!
Ginger and clothes, and they gave me the Talleyrand nose.
If you would consider your state, you would have littleness to sing idleness.
It should never be considered while it were in state if I thought it would spoil my singing.
But how wilt thou do, Charles? Thou art an old man, and thou canst not work, and thou hast not 40 shillings left, and thou eatest good meat, and drinkest good drink, and laughest?
And will do. and take off the pay. My clothes were never worn out, for the very next day a tailor brought me a brand new suit. And it shall be so ever. Use makes perfectedness. Perfectedness. And if all should fail, it should be but a little straining on myself extraordinary, and I will laugh myself to death.
It's a foolish old man, this. Is not he, George?
Aye, lady.
Give me a penny in the purse while I live, George.
Aye, by Lady Coney. Hold thee there.
Well, Charles, you promised to provide for Jasper, and I have laid up for Michael. I pray you, pay Jasper his portion, he's come home, and he shall not consume Michael's stock. He says his master turned him away, but I tell you truly, I think he ran away.
No, indeed, Mistress Berrythought. Though he be a notable gallows, yet I will assure you, his master did turn him away. Even in this place it was, within this last half hour. About his daughter, my husband beside.
Hang him, rogue. He served him well enough. Love his master's daughter. By my troth, Coney, if there were 1,000 boys, thou wouldst spoil them all with the taking of their parts. Let his mother alone with him.
Hi, George, but yet truth is truth.
Oh, Jasper, oh, is he here? Oh, he shall receive his portion. Oh, where is Jasper? Is he married?
Aye, a foul chide him, he is too merry. Jasper! Michael. Oh!
Oh, Jasper! Oh, though thou runnest away, oh, thou art welcome. 'Tis thy mother's mind that you shall receive thy portion. Thou hast been abroad, and I hope thou hast learned the wisdom to govern it. Hold out thy hands. Look what I have right here for you, my boy. Here a minute ago. Look, I said, put out your hand, boy. Look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shillings for thee. Thrust thyself out into the world and find some settling course. Oh, if fortune find thee, oh, come home to me. I have 20 shillings left. Oh, be a good husband. That is wear ordinary clothes. Eat the best meat. And drink. Oh, the best drink. Give to the poor. And believe me, thou hast no end to thy rewards.
Long may you live free from all thought of ill, and long thus have cause to be merry still. But father,
No more words, Jasper. Get thee gone. Thy father's blessing upon thee. You have my blessing. So, oh yet, oh ere we part, oh cruel, kiss me. Kiss me, waiting my own Jill. Now be gone. No more words.
So, Michael, now get thee gone too.
Yes, forsooth, mother, but I'll have my father's blessing first.
No! No, Michael, 'tis no matter for his blessing. Thou hast my blessing. Be gone. I'll fetch my money and jewels and follow thee. I'll stay no longer with him, I warn thee. True, Charles. I'll be going